Okay, good evening all. I just want to have I will have a quick talk about again today, and I just want to quickly, I won't keep this too long. I just want to quickly go over again the sheets. The sheets again won today, and again we haven't even recorded the wins. Now, what happened today with the sheets was when I had done the sheets a couple of days ago, I then obviously opened up the prices, and I saw that all the sheets had aligned themselves just a little bit too much with the corpse. And as you guys all know, I don't really like betting on sheets where we've dropped a lot of runners, and also where we've aligned ourselves with the corporate bookmakers. It's not ideal. And what happened today is that a lot of our runners that were actually aligned with the corporate bookmakers actually blew out to reasonable prices, and this is happening a lot, and again, I'm still not, overly interested in this month, the month of December, but that's not saying that the sheets are not still winning. The sheets are winning, and for everybody out there that wants to question, the legitimacy of what we're doing, you can clearly see that the sheets are still winning and we're not recording. I don't know any tipping service in Australia that's not recording tipping sheets. We're not out there looking for winners. Okay, the sheets are winning, and I can show you how the sheets are winning. And what I want to do again, everything that I do is all about educating, and I want to educate everybody on how you can win money without even me being here, without even me navigating. All right, and it's so simple. And look, the rules that we've put in place, they are. It's not something that's just happened overnight. This has been something that we've created over 4 or 5 years, and we do this to protect our banks. Okay, and we do this to make sure that we're not betting willy-nilly, or we're not betting just like drunken sailors, as we always say. But I'll just quickly go over each sheet and show you, all right, what you could have done to have won 35 units today. All right, and again, all you have to do is bet not scared and switch off and ignore the noise. Now, you didn't even have to look at the markets. All you had to do was look at the markets to see what the prices that were available, and had you been matched and not matched. All right, so we're just going to go over all forget about the Gosford sheet. And the Gosford sheet itself, it actually only lost 4 units. All right, and we all know that we just don't bet on soft 7 tracks. So end of discussion. I won't even go over that thing. But the first race at Canberra, I did say pass, don't worry about it. But the actual, had you ignored that, you could have won, because the 1 was matched, was an emergency runner anyway. The 3 never got matched, so you dropped it, and you were left with the 4 and the 5. And they both got matched, and it was a winning race. Okay. Now, I've got a simulated bot that I keep running, so then I can see what the sheets are doing, despite the fact that we're not up. So it doesn't lie. The bot never lies. It's done. It's set. You can't fiddle with it. So that's why I look to see what at the end of the day, what the sheets potentially could have won had you just sat there and bet. Now, I know when I sent out an alert with the app, that I did say bet on these certain races, and the races that I think that I did send out, most of them did win. Okay, now in race 2, unfortunately, if you'd played in the race, the play was to obviously take the emergency runner, and we had to drop the 4, which eventually what won. And this is what I was afraid of when I did send out the sheets. I was afraid that this is what I was seeing, hence why I wasn't interested in betting today. But what happened today is that a lot of our runners, like I said earlier, a lot of our runners did blow out to our prices. Which was quite a surprise. It's never a surprise to me that the sheets win. What I do get surprised about is the prices. All right, because we all know that these markets are extremely volatile. All right. And when I align myself with these corps, I just think, well, you know what, it's going to be very, very difficult to actually try to get horses, because what our ideal situation is we want our horses to actually blow. We don't want them coming in, but that hasn't been happening. Hence why I haven't been overly keen of the month of December. Okay, so that was a losing race had you played in that race. In race 3, okay, again, the sheets were doing exactly what I thought the sheets would do. okay, and there's the emergency runner. So you got basically 2 races down, and 2 of the favourites have won. All right, and you've seen why I was not overly keen on the meeting itself. But then all of a sudden, to my surprise, with the prices, not the sheets, we were getting decent prices and a lot of wins. Now this particular race was a winning race. Okay, all you had to do with this particular race was where was it? Race 4 was I actually put down 2 runners, and none of those 2 runners you had to include. Okay, everything. Well, you dropped the 1. The only play in that race was you dropped the 1. You included the 2. We couldn't include the 8 because the 8 never hit price, as you can see here. We wanted 736. So the second emergency runner came in, and there was a winning race because we had the winner at 544. And have a look what it paid. Paid 867, and it paid $7 across the board. So that was a really nice win first up. All right, and then in race 5. Again, members, you just have to learn to just switch off and never bet scared. All right, you haven't lost anything yet in Canberra, all right? So I think you're 1 from 2 at the moment. Had you bet, so and we've basically the sheets have seen both found the first 2 winners, but we just couldn't get price, which is the biggest reason why I don't like betting in these type of markets. We got the winner in race 5. There was nothing there to suggest anything there, but a bet. So that was another winning race. So I mean, again, 349. So we're 4 races down, and we've got the only $8 winner in the field, and then we've got the next winner at $3.30, whatever it hit price. So, and then you go to race 6. Okay, now this particular race was odd. Now the 1 never got price. Okay, so you had to drop it. Okay, but then with the winner, this winner actually hit price. It actually hit $8. A lot of these corps, and there's $7.50 there. I saw $8 with a couple of corps, and again, you got to ignore there's $7.50 there, and this is we're talking 6-7 minutes before the race. So there's $7.50 there. Okay, so I think one of these bookies had this thing at $8. So had you been quick, okay, you could have taken $8 for this runner. Now again, let's say for argument's sake that you didn't get price. Well, then just drop the race, and that's fine. There's $8 there. Top Sport had it at $8, and we wanted $8.56. Now there was room to take a 50-cent drop on it. There was even room to take a $1 drop on it. But let's just say you took $8. Okay, now that Top Sport hit price, and then again, this is why you've got to have these tools in front of you so you can see that. Okay, with 8 minutes to go, this horse was actually $8 with most of the course, with about 7 minutes to go. So the price was there. These readings are not over. So obviously it dipped extremely late, but by that point, you knew you couldn't take number 1. So the play then obviously was to drop the 1, add the 5, or if you missed out on price, bad luck, you take the 2, you take the 6, you take the other runners. Okay, now my simulated bot picked it up that it was $8, so it picked it up that it was $8. But the play was then to let it go or to have a bet. You must be quick. All right. Again, I say this to a lot of members. You're not the only one that's actually betting on these sheets, and that's why I say 10-15 minutes out, start looking at prices. All right. Race 7. Okay, and this is another example of a horse that we had. Now we had this thing rated at 736. All right, now have a look at this thing, hit 750. Okay, and then there was $6.50, $7 for that runner. So that runner got matched. As I said, the last minute of play, what you're seeing here, there's $7, there's $7.50 there. Okay, and it's perfectly 10-15 minutes out. So again, okay, you could have taken that runner at 750. All right, and then if you didn't get 750, all right, then you could have dropped it, but again, it picks it up, and you must be quick. And I stress that to everybody. You must be quick when you're betting on these sheets. All right, and there's another winner there. So again, you're seeing that the power of these sheets are continually winning without even us recording. Race 8 was a lost race. Everything suggested a bet. It was a lost race. We move on to the last race, and this was a winner. We got price for number 9. Now these sheets recorded a 7-unit profit. Had you just followed the rules, All right. Now, please, I want all the members out there who don't understand the rules, please get back to us at Winning Edge. Honestly, members, we are here to help. All right. We want you guys to win. It's so important for us, for me personally, and for everybody at Winning Edge, that everybody wins. And now we can see in the last 2 days that the sheets are actually winning. All right. And again, we're not recording. Right. We'll have a look at Yarra Valley, another sheet that did really well today. And I'll make it quick. I just want to make sure that everybody gets it. And if they hear it enough, they might, they'll start seeing it, that what we can do and how we win money off these sheets. And that's the most important thing for me, that we just keep educating everybody about it, and we make sure that everybody knows what they're doing, because the last thing I want everybody is to be confused. Okay. Now at Yarra Valley, race 1 was a pass race. Let's not even look at that race. Now race 2 was a winning race because we had to drop the 3. Okay. And we had the 4, the 8, the 9 and the 10. All right, we elevated the 10 because it was the sub runner. So there's your first win of the day. All right, race 3, I'm sure was a pass race. No, it wasn't. Race 3 was, okay, let's have a quick look at this one. We got matched on the 2. 5 was an emergency. The 6 was definitely matched. The 7 was matched, and the 10. The 10 was, I am sure, no, the 10 had to be dropped. So the play then was to obviously drop the 10. Okay, we couldn't add the 5. Okay, so all we had to do then was to put the 2, the 6, the 7, load the units up on the other runners. Bad luck. We got the winner, but we couldn't get price. So. That's it happens to us all the time. So there's nothing we can complain about that. Race 4 was a pass race because we had the 3 unknown runners. And again, you see why I say 3 unknown runners pass on the race. They win so often. And you see, again, these are the rules that I put, and they're there to cover everybody, to make sure that we're not losing and not betting on stupid races. Again, you can see that, if you look at that particular race, we had the second horse. All right, so the data was correct, but we got no data on unknown runners, so we don't obviously, But you can see why I implement these rules for a reason, all right, to make sure that everybody doesn't lose. All right. Now race 5 was it was a pass race, 3 unknown runners. I don't even know. I think the winner was actually another unknown runner. So. We won't even bother with that. Race 6. This was a winning race. Okay, you could see here we had the 2. Okay, and that got matched. We had the 4 that definitely got matched, and we had the 6 that got matched, and the 10. So everything there suggested a bet. There was nothing there that didn't suggest a bet, and we're winning. We got, for a horse rated at 581, have a look at its price. We've got 6, 750, 857 best SP. Members, you could see what these sheets do. Like I keep saying, just block out everything, block out the noise. Sometimes, all right, and I say this honestly, sometimes when I'm actually navigating, all right, it's not always the best thing because, again, I said this the other night, I don't always bet on every single race. And, I've passed on a lot of winning races. So, you could see the power of them when they win, and we've also been through a period when the favourites win and we're not making money. But in the last 2 days alone, right, we haven't recorded over 50 units of wins. I mean, that's staggering if you think about it. All right, but again, I've made a talk about this last night. I'm just not happy with the prices at the moment. It's never wrong. The sheets are fine. It's the prices, and to my surprise, we were getting decent prices on a lot of winners today. Right, race 7 was a winning race because we had to elevate a sub runner. Everything was there to have a bet. Number 2 was fine. Number 3, there was something odd about this race, and I'll just quickly have a look at. Oh, there you go. Yeah, number 3 was matched. Okay, there was 750 for it. Okay, so as I said, forget about what the last 30 seconds means, and then we had to drop the 8, which meant we had to elevate the 4, and have a look at the price of the 4. We had it rated at $4.19, and we got $6 for it, $7.20 best SP. So that was another nice fill-up race. All right, and then we had race 8. I don't know what happened in race 8. Yeah, I think the favourite. We had the winner. It was a non-betting race. We had to. We had the 1, the 3, the 10, and the 11. Okay, we couldn't get price on the 11, and the 11 ended up winning. And we loaded up all our units on the other 3 runners, and it was a loss race. It wasn't we just couldn't get price. Okay, and then we go on to race 9. Race 8. And I am sure there was a winner here, and this was a nice winner. All right, we go to the last race. Here we see here, and this is a really good winner. We had the 1 was matched. Okay, the 6 was a sub runner. The 7 was matched. Have a look at the price of the 10. Now we had it rated at $4.66. Have a look at the price. We've got $9.61 best SP. There was $7, $7.50. You know, it's just great prices. As I said, I was quite surprised with what was happening today, and I was really surprised with the prices, because what happened today was all our winners, which we were aligned with the corporate bookmakers, were all blood, and they were still winning. And this is another educated. I'm trying to tell you, this is what we want. This is perfect scenario. All right, it hasn't been happening for the last week or so. It's been working the other way around. But again, you can see how the markets, how they just tried to trick you a little bit. All right, and then we move over to the Rockhampton sheet, and that was the sheet that really did well. I mean, and the Yarra Valley sheet itself, that won 8 units had you just followed the rules. So there's 2 sheets so far. There's 15 units off 2 sheets. Again, members, we're not recording. I mean, the fact that we're not recording is just unbelievable. But we'll have a look at the Rockhampton sheet. Now, I want to just quickly, just race 1. It should never have been. I sent out the sheets. I do these sheets 2 days prior, and I didn't see that there was all these scratchings. You know, so everything when I sent out the sheet, I mistakenly didn't check, and that's why you'll see drop 1 and 5. Now 1 and 5 were both actually late scratchings, hence why this thing was $1.16. So it was a pass race, all right. But let's just say that you didn't get price on any of the runners, so that was fine. So then you go over to race 2, okay, and you got your first winner of the day, okay, where we see this thing here hit, we wanted 474, okay, so it was a pass race. Race 2 was a pass race. We couldn't get price on, we got price on the 1, the 2 was a emergency, the 3 was a winner, all right. Now there was 420 for this thing, and you couldn't get price on the 6. All right, so that's why this was so had you been betting on this particular race, you should have passed. Simple as that. All right, there was 2 runners, 63% pot. All right, 2 runners well under minimum rated price. You're playing in a low pot race. Please just pass in this situation. All right, so you haven't had a bet yet. And then in race 3, okay, this would have been a nice fill-up race had you just followed the rules. All right, sorry, Dynamic Odds is not playing with me for a minute. Okay, but in this particular race here, probably my internet's gone, but the play then was we had Doom. It hit price, I know that. Number 3 never hit price, so you had to drop it. Okay, and then you had the 7 and the 8, and it was a nice fill-up race. So again, I don't know what's going on with Dynamic Odds, but I think my internet's, I'm in a really bad area, member, so I dare say that my internet's gone on me. And there's a real big fill-up race. So had you followed the rules again, you've got 1.1 unit on it. I think, if memory serves me, this thing paid like 10 to 1, 11 to 1. And we had it rated at $7.40. It paid 11 to 1 on with most of the corps. And then we go to race 4, all right, and there's another winner. Okay, we had the 2. This thing here was 444, but there was 383.90 for this winner. Okay, members, I've got a bot. Okay, and what I do, I put it into simulated mode. All right, and then what that does is it's set to follow the rules. So then when I have days where I'm not actually betting, I just want to see how it's basically recording the sheets. So you can't actually cheat on it. All right, it's fully automated. You set the rules and you walk away and you let it go, and that's how it works. All right, so I just want to see what's going on with dynamic odds. I don't know if it's dynamic or if it's my internet. I dare say it's probably my internet. It is. All right, so I can't go through the prices, but I do have a good memory. I know what happened during the day. And we go to race 4, and we had another winner. Okay, and there was everything that suggested a bet, and there was no reason not to bet. Race 5 was actually a loss race. Funny enough, I remember the 4. I had the 4, but I dropped it, so that was okay. And then we go to, this was a real big fill-up, race 6. Okay, we had the 2 that got matched. This thing hit the 4. It was, I think, $6. We couldn't add the sub runner. Okay, and we had to drop the 9. Okay, so the 9 was $2.50. So we loaded the units on the 2, the 5, the 4, and the 9. And the 13, and it's a big fill up race. Okay, and then we go to race 7, and you got another winner. Okay, and this sheet here, had you followed the rules, and mind you, we had to drop one race. Okay, you're 4 from 5. It's picked up 16 units. Okay, now there's 2 days that I've gone over. All right, and I'm not trying to make this complicated. I'm not trying to make it where I'm trying to talk and explain to everybody how simple it is to actually win if you just follow the rules. Again, the rules are put in place for a reason, so you can win. If there's no rules, you're not going to win. And if punting was easy, and that's the problem, the rules is what I call discipline. All right, and if you got the discipline and if you got the temperament, you could just see. I've just showed everybody. All right, there's 30 units off a day that we never recorded yesterday. All right, yesterday the sheets won like 15, 20 units. Okay, had you followed the rules. So there's 2 days there. There's 50 units in 2 days that we haven't even bothered recording. Again, I'll say this again. Give me one tipping company in Australia that's not recording wins. Most tipping companies, they all lie and they all fabricate. I haven't shown anyone here of this, what I'm showing you now, okay, that we're fabricating, or it's all there, all right? And, please, I say this, and I'll say this nightly if I have to say it nightly. If you do not know the rules, please send an email to Winning Edge. We are all here to help you all win, all right? It's what we're all about, okay? Now, most of you have seen a losing week. We've all experienced losing weeks. And I'll say this, it's not the sheets, it's prices. And that's where I'm trying to drill everybody. It's the prices. We need to get prices. That's what it's all about, the value. Again, today, I was quite surprised because the markets actually worked in reverse. But again, that's what I've tried to tell everybody. This is the beauty of what we do. We do the opposite. And what happened today was what we were always used to. We need to see the markets do that. They haven't been doing that because obviously the corps are sharpening their prices, and it was a pleasant surprise. So like I said earlier, it's not a surprise that the sheets are winning. It's a surprise what the things, but we all know that's the markets and that's how they work. All right, guys. Tomorrow I'm going to pump out more sheets. I've got sheets that I've got lined up already for Saturday, that I'm already starting to do work on. And if I have to keep saying, look, I'm not happy with these sheets, well, then I'm not happy with these sheets. All right, but that doesn't mean that you can't bet. Now, when we send alerts out through the app, I'll always tell you what races to play in. And I think most of the races that I sent out through the app to say, look, have a look at race 4, 5, 6, 7, most of them actually won. All right, and you know, like I said, with Gosford, now Gosford itself, it only recorded a 3.5 unit loss. Had you followed the rules and bet there throughout that, but again, you should have never even looked at Gosford. I don't bet on anything that's worse than a soft 6 track. End of discussion. Okay, thanks guys.